Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for your patience there. We were trying to go live on Instagram and we hope it says we are live. And then we've got our lovely moderator, Rhea, here helping us, who says we're not actually live. So we're just waiting for feedback there. We are joined today by Anastasia. Very excited to introduce her.
Hello, everyone.
So, thank you so much for joining us wherever you are in the world. We realise it is lunchtime in the UK, but Anastasia, you say the Swiss have their lunch a little bit later. Is that right?
That's correct. Already finished with lunch.
Already finished with lunch. Okay, well, hopefully you're getting a little break, a wee coffee break from work and able to tune in because we're super excited. It's just a 30-minute live stream. We are going to talk about Anastasia's personal journey with investing, and we're going to introduce you to a really exciting challenge that we've got starting next Monday, which hopefully will get people interested in taking that first step and learning how to invest, and you can actually get rewarded for doing so. So very, very excited about that. I've just had a note here saying that still there is a problem with Instagram, even though it says we are live. So let me just try one more time, and if not, we will need to just broadcast this later on Instagram. No, okay, Rhea, would you mind just telling Instagram that putting a story out on Instagram, please, just on LinkedIn, and send the link in the story for anyone that was joining us from Instagram. That would be fantastic. So thank you so much. That's great. So Anastasia, a lot of the people will be joining from our the Smartpurse audience. So I'd absolutely love it if you could just introduce a little bit about yourself, your background, and Yeekatee.
Thank you for having me here, first of all. And yeah, my name is Anastasia. For the past 8 years, I work in business development and marketing in companies worldwide. For past roughly 1.5 years at Yeekatee, a financial service company, which is collaborating with Smartpurse now. And I'm also a beginner investor with very complicated story of relationship with the stock market. And hopefully I'll be able to share some learnings that I've got on my way, and people could get something insightful and useful from that and avoid my mistakes, hopefully.
Hopefully, I'm sure they will. I think just hearing people's stories makes you realize, really, especially that you're not really alone, because unless you've grown up in a family that talks a lot about money, a lot about investing, which would be great, but it's not the reality for the majority of people. So when you start taking those first steps, it can feel a little bit overwhelming. So I think a lot of people will be able to relate to your journey, or they're feeling like that just now, just waiting to take that kind of first leap. So tell us a wee bit more about Yeekatee and what they do.
So as I mentioned, it's a financial services company. The goal and the main reason I joined is democratizing investing and helping more people on their way to financial independence. It's a completely free app where you can get unbiased overview of your assets to trade, to try the stock market game practically without any risk in a safe environment with having a community aspect to it. So you can really see other portfolios, learn from strategies, test it with the real-time data before making a financial decision with your broker, which gives you confidence and builds, this profile of investor, knowing your risk appetite, knowing what you like, what you don't like, and which is tailored to your own goals.
Amazing. That's great. I've never seen anything like this before. So I think it's really valuable. I'm really excited that we are able to offer it to the people in the UK as well as Switzerland. Because when I'd first heard about it, our CEO Olga Miller had showed us it. I was like, wow, like this is absolutely perfect for people just wanting to get that experience without having it at risk. So really excited we've been able to extend it over to the United Kingdom as well. So let me just have a wee look. I know you have prepared a little bit of a presentation, just talking about your experience as well. So I'm just going to flick that onto the screen just now. If anybody has any questions, there's going to be plenty of time to ask all of your questions at the end. But it's very, very relaxed chat today. So if anyone does have any questions about our challenge, which we'll go into later down the track, or about investing or about Yeekatee as well, please just feel free to drop them into the chat and we'll get back to you as we go on as well. So over to you, Anastasia. I'm just going to bring up your slideshow here. Oh, wait a second.
Okay.
Really had our moderator, Ria. I don't know if she'd, oops, 1 second. Sorry about that, Ria.
That happens. Okay, so
here we go. Can everybody see the slide?
No, sorry.
Perfect.
Hopefully it's working.
Can everybody see? If people could put it into the chat, it would be great. Yeah, people can see it. That's fantastic.
Okay, so let's jump straight to the topic. I've called my way Confession of a Clueless Investor in today's presentation because that's who I was and partially still is. And I want to share as much information as possible with you so you can save some time on your own way. As we already, Amanda, okay, it works. As I already mentioned, I am now working at Yeekatee financial services company, which helped me a bit on my way because I have colleagues with the background in finances for 30 plus years. So it was kind of easier sometimes to get some relevant information, which I'll try to share today. So how it's all started. For a longer time, I completely ignored the topic of financial independence because I didn't have anybody in my circle who did investments professionally or who could share some relevant tips. So what I did basically, whenever I had a chance to save the money, I just had a cash account where I would pile it up. That's how it was. And then at some point before I started at Yeekatee and I just got the job description, I was already thinking for a longer time and trying to invest in sometimes in crypto because I had crypto buddies. Many people do. And I also at some period of my life believed in that. And I thought, okay, I had a little clue, to be honest. Then I tried to set up a few accounts with brokers, which didn't work out properly. The fees were insane. And I had too little clue about everything what was going on. That's why when I saw the job description of Yeekatee, which was saying that we are aiming to democratize the investing journey, to be able to provide more people with access to this world and help them to get financial independence, I thought it's not only a good job opportunity for me, but it also place to learn. That's how I joined, and that's really when things started to improve. I was able to join not only marketing meetings, but I asked to join like other stand-ups and product refinement meetings where I could ask questions more about financial topics, as well as learn more how my colleagues invest, testing our own software, looking at their portfolios, asking why they make these decisions, what other software do they use, what brokers do they use, what sources of information are relevant, what not. And then I realized that I made a few crucial mistakes in the beginning, which is investing in the wrong assets because I didn't assess my own financial situation in the right way, firstly, and then I didn't know my goals. So the first and foremost thing we should do as investors is to understand, do we need the money within a certain period of time? So are we investing for the next 5 years and then we plan to have a mortgage or something and we will need to take them out? Or are we investing for our retirement, let's say, and this depends on how old you are, like 30 years, whatever, then it will be completely two different strategies as well as the risk profiles. I was in the beginning not having no clue at all what is risk appetite and how I define my. There are many even tests online where you could see, okay, where you have simulated situations saying, okay, market crashes, you are down 20%. What do you do? How do you feel? They may be helpful to define who you are, but generally we know that there are conservative, moderate, or aggressive investors. And you need to understand whether you are okay with being down 30% or you are rather staying with lower reward stocks or ETFs. But you want to avoid situations when your portfolio is red for a longer time because market is down.
Okay. Okay, do you think if anybody's watching and they'd like to see one of these tests, feel free to just drop your email address and we'll be happy. Smartpurse will be happy to get some resources and send them across to you.
Definitely. Second thing I would recommend to everybody is diversifying. So diversifying is basically putting your eggs in different baskets, meaning countries, different sectors of the economy, or different ETFs funds, depends on what you select. So whenever one investment is going down, you can compensate with having others in plus, let's say that. And it's generally a good strategy to make sure your portfolio stays afloat even during the most difficult times.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Okay, next.
And you mentioned about difficult times. I'd be interested to know your answer on this. Do you think there's ever a bad time to start investing? Obviously, it's quite like we're just coming out of a recession over here, but obviously there is a cost of living crisis in many countries around the world. After you have your emergency fund sorted, if you do have that extra money, would you say now is a good time to start investing?
I would say yes. There is no good or bad time, but
Yeah,
people underestimate the power of compounding.
yeah,
So even if the markets are down and you stay
mhm,
with the smaller cash amounts, you can even check online with the compounding calculators how much will
yeah,
it be long term. And people often underestimate that because they say, okay, I only have 50 pounds, 50 francs at the end of the month. It's nothing. It's not worth investing. But it's the
yeah,
biggest mistake is this fear of not doing something. Of fear of failure, which stops
mhm,
us from doing something. I think that's the worst, and I can relate myself. I was postponing this exactly
mhm.
for this
Me
reason
too.
because I thought, okay, I don't have much, I don't have thousands piled up, and does it make sense? No, and yeah,
And
but
that's how you get the thousands piled up, which is the
yeah,
crazy
yeah.
thing. And also, when the market's down, then lots of the time that is when you can get the best gains. So if you do just have that little amount, we talk about this a lot. Olga says this, who's obviously an investment expert, is the biggest mistake that people make is just not getting started.
Yeah.
And I can totally relate to that. It's like buying a house or having a child. It's like there's no perfect time, but you don't need to wait until you've got accumulated a huge amount of wealth. It's just getting started. And that can be with just a few bucks a month.
Agree, absolutely. And that's the next slide
Oh,
that we
sorry.
see. Yeah. No worries. It's just exactly related to that. So we also underestimate the power of the inflation. And when we just have cash accounts for years,
Yeah.
we really lose a
Losing
lot
money. Yeah.
versus this possible fear of losing money with investing market. There are even many charts and which were conducted researches. You can see them everywhere on different YouGov website, for instance. You can
Mhm.
see the risk being invested in the financial markets 5, 10, 15 years and versus inflation, how it eats your money. So
Yeah.
in 10, 15 years, it's very significant. And
Mhm.
we shouldn't underestimate that too.
Absolutely.
This one important outcome is also it's important to keep on investing on a regular basis. Even when you see ups and downs in the market, in the long run, it will make sense because there is a bull market, there is a bear market, and you can only get sense out of it when you put money incrementally within some periods of time, whatever is comfortable for you. Some people pile up cash on the brokerage account. Some people just decide to make auto payments directly to their depot accounts with brokers. Whatever works for you, but just know your goals, remember them, keep them in mind, and with that, keep on investing. My tip was I've read many things about Warren Buffett because there are people to learn from. Some, he's humble, makes an impression of a nice person, and he's quite smart. So why not following some advice? And his advice or his way was, once you receive your income, salary, whatever, you distribute the money to your absolute mass, like rent, mortgage, and then you invest, and then you leave the rest to live on. This way, you'll make sure that you invest at least some small amount of money every month. It doesn't have to be a few thousand. It can be 10, 15 bucks. It's just nowadays everything is possible with the digitalized brokers.
Absolutely. And when you automate it, it's gone. Like if you automate it to go out on your payday, you do not notice it's gone.
Yeah, for sure. I also sometimes, forget, or when I go to vacation, I just skip that step, and the money that I could have invested are simply gone. I just saw something nice, I bought it, and and it's wasted.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the difference. It's the same with saving or doing anything with your money. If you wait until the end of the month, there's usually nothing left. But if it just goes at the beginning, you don't miss it.
Absolutely. So just to sum up, invest your idle cash, but please keep in mind to have emergency funds.
Yeah.
That's usually a few rents, like 3 rents at least. Know your risk profile and know your goals, whether you are investing long term and you don't want to take money out for the next 30 years, or is it 1 year? So you make sure to adjust your strategy accordingly. Keep on investing. Make sure you do it on a regular basis to reach your goals at some point, and diversify your investments. Make sure to pick different types of assets from different countries, from different sectors, to minimize risks. This is 4 things that I consider important and helpful. Now, should we talk about challenge?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So we'll just minimize this just now then and bring us back on to okay, so viewers, if you could let us know, are you investing? Are you looking to start investing? Please let us know in the comments where you are in your investing journey. And if you've not started yet, please let us know what it is that's holding you back as well. We'd love to hear it. For myself personally, I think what held me back was it just overwhelming. I just felt like I wasn't kind of qualified for it, and it just seemed like too much of a minefield to try and, like, when I started looking on Google years ago, it was just so much information, and it was just information overload and analysis paralysis, and it was just something that I'd always kind of just think, I'll do that later, and it wasn't until actually I joined Smartpurse as a freelancer. I'm a marketing manager now, but I used to freelance for them for social media. And it was when I joined their app and I had access to the community and the workshops and all of the training in there. And that is what made a difference to me. It made me feel confident when I seen people just like me talking about it. And it didn't seem like something for someone else, and it seemed really accessible. So I think, actually having the community where you can ask questions without fear of judgment or feeling stupid, really, and that can make such a difference. Just having the support there to help you take those first few steps, and that's one of the amazing elements we have as part of this challenge too. So it starts on Monday, so 3rd of June. Very exciting. It's a month-long challenge, and there's going to be over 1,000 Swiss francs available for you to win. And the best part is it is absolutely free of charge to enter. So if you have been waiting to start investing, you're going to be able to kind of dip your toe in the water for free, and you might even get paid for it. So instead of having risk, you've actually could win, go away with money instead of losing money. So it's going to be, you can join through the Smartpurse app, and that'll take you through to the challenge. And Yeekatee, do you want to talk a wee bit more, Anastasia, about the ins and outs of what that's going to look like for the people, the contestants?
Yeah, sure. So this is basically real-time stock market game. When users join, they have immediately 100,000 francs to invest in different stocks, ETFs, cryptos that they want. So basically, if you have some strategy on your mind, or you want to see how certain stocks will perform if you invest in them in real life, you can just buy them in the app. And it's made in a way where the realistic setup is simulated, so you can only invest when the markets are open. Let's say in Switzerland it's 9 to 5 o'clock every day. It depends on through what exchange you invest. So you can invest through London exchange, and the opening times will be adjusted to London. And then once you create your portfolio, you will also have access to daily quizzes and informational blogs. That's how you learn more about stocks, how it works on a professional level, and you are rewarded for the effort. So even if you respond wrongly, you still get something that will be added to your final result and will help you to win. So it's not only that somebody with the greatest performance wins in the end, but also somebody who really tries. And we want to emphasize that trying is important, and trying, learning, and being able to implement that afterwards. It's not just luck, or it's not just one-time shot. So then the challenge will be live for roughly 25 days. Within these 25 days, you'll be able to see leaderboards, you'll be able to see other investors' portfolios, how they perform, assets that they pick, and maybe find or discover companies for yourself. You will be able also to have a comprehensive, detailed information on every stock or crypto, whatever you like, to learn more about the company. We have reliable data provider, so you can see if it's a positive company, which performance did it have, is it sustainable or not. And last but not least, for 100 users, we'll plant 100 trees. And it's important we try to make this challenge matter. We try to encourage people to belong to something bigger than themselves, because that's what it is. Tackling wealth gap and financial independency problems or challenges is only possible when we collaborate and do it collectively, when we are open. Because the paradox is, most people don't believe in, but the wealthier we all are, the better it is for the economy. It's not just about every individual, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's such a lovely way to put it, and especially about the wealth gap, because for so long, like, this information hasn't been accessible to just normal people, but also women. We need to remember that it was only about 30, 40 years ago when women could even just go and get a credit card without their males sitting a man's signature, or even be able to go into a bar. I recently found out, till 1982 in the UK, without a man. But back to money, it's all very new here. So the more that you can create community, because it's just so new for us to even be able to invest nobody's born knowing it. So really, if we are able to help spread the news and help each other grow together, just good things happen when women have more money. So if we're able to help each other learn, it's going to be beneficial for everybody. So our challenge, as Anastasia said there, planting 100 trees. If we can get 100 people to sign up for the challenge. I'm not sure where we're sitting just now. Do you know, have you looked? I think maybe 30 people, or do you know the current number?
Are already
46
in.
people. Perfect. So we're nearly halfway. So if you have a colleague that you're quite competitive with, or a friend that's been saying they really, really want to get into investing, they just don't know where to start, please tag them below. Rhea, if you're able to put the link in the comments, if you've not already, for people to sign up. You've still got a few days left, and yeah, we'll try and get those 100 trees planted together to spread some more positivity into the world. So that'd be amazing. I don't know what, we're obviously not live. Thank you, Rhea. We're obviously not live on Instagram, but do we have any more questions at all from any of the other channels? If you could let us know, that would be amazing. So people do not, okay, we're just getting none yet. So people do not need to log in. I'm just thinking about what people are thinking. I'm thinking June's a busy month, might have holidays. Do people need to log in every day?
No, not necessarily. So that depends on how you want to tackle it. It's okay if you just want to log in once and create your portfolio. And if you think, okay, these are winning assets, I just want to see how it works, and that's it. It's enough. Or if you say, okay, I want to be proactive and I want to participate in daily challenges and to make sure I'm closest to a possible win, then of course you need to log in daily to enter the quiz.
To try it. And what about yourself? Will you be, I know we can't win, unfortunately, which I'm gutted about because we work for the companies, but will you be participating?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that the cool feature of this contest, and I hope that other famous investors or relatively famous investors will, and I think this is also important, like to see how they invest and to see how much money from this, let's say 100,000, how they distribute it, in which companies, in which sectors, and to look up these companies maybe, and make your own decisions based on that.
Yeah. Definitely. I've asked our CEO, Olga, if she's able to do that for us. So she says she's very, very busy this week, lots of events, but she is going to go and do that on Sunday, so before the challenge. So we'll be able to go ahead and have a nosy at Olga Miller's investment strategy there as well, which hopefully we should learn something, or one thing or two, and definitely maybe find out about some new companies that we've not heard of yet. Rhea, I'm just having a wee look in the chat here. I know we're just a few minutes over half past. I take it there's no more questions at the moment. What we're going to do, I think, is going to just restream this again tomorrow. I had scheduled at a time, obviously it's not at Swiss lunchtime, so I might do this on this or Friday, no more questions. And then it'll give people a chance, and we will be there. This was already recorded, but you'll be free to answer the questions in the chat, and someone from Yeekatee or Smartpurse will be here to reply to the comments. If you're watching on the replay, leave it below and we will answer in the chat. So thank you so much for your time, Anastasia.
You're the best host.
Thank you. Yeah, really, it was Anastasia's first live as well, so it was just an absolute pleasure to have you on. I had so much fun and really excited to working with you over the next month.
Likewise. Thank you guys, whoever was watching, and let's do great things together.
Definitely. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you on Monday.